Hello, it's Fran Davidson from psychicandenergywork.com.au, and this is part 3 of my monthly observations for August 2026. Part 3 always looks at the MOs in the month's numerological chart. The MOs look at, or they speak of, how we are about to step into the birth number states that I discuss in part 2 video for this month, as well as in the birth number section of my observations on my website. Anyway, so therefore, what I'm going to talk about are the sort of forces that might nudge you along. How will you get there? Through these forces. So, on the website, in the monthly observations page, I talk a little bit about genuineness, authenticity. You know, we need to be real if we want to manifest long-term good, long-term permanent, constant, or as constant as constant as it can be good. Yeah? What's interesting in that is that also this month's birth number, or the generic one, is a 17-8, and within that there's a 7. Now, there's only one 7, although in this month's chart there are 2. What am I trying to say there? 7 can be the pendulum swing, and therefore the dance, the adventure from, should we say, utter connectedness intuitively, spiritually, energetically, in a way that fully connected with universal guidance and universal knowledge, universal wisdom. That state through to totally in the head, totally separated from any sense of universe, guidance, intuition, life will be okay, I'm going the right way, all is well. And of course, in a year like this, those sorts of states perhaps have popped up a few times in your world, whether it be about your reality in itself, or whether it be the world or creation at large. On that point, though, 7 is also, therefore, the call to look after your focus. Egoic self in all of us. At the end of the day, we're 2 levels of being. Yeah, none of us lacks one or the other. We're egoic and we're spiritual. And that's why we can have arguments with ourselves. It's why we can feel ourselves ignoring what we must do, even though we know we must, yeah, or should, yeah. So again, there's 2 levels of self accompanying every human being. If we're really lucky or not so, there's also energies around a person that is accompanying them and therefore affecting their behaviour. At the end of the day, again, you could probably say that happens for us all, but hopefully they're more spiritual in flavour rather than astral, lower level, whatever those words might be. I digress. 7 is the call to clear. It is the moment when you know what, I've got to let go of things, I need to rebalance, I need to come back to some sense of normality. And if we're really lucky, we have a little inner voice that says, you know what, meditate, exercise, have some quality time out, let go of the bubbles that you've been in, not because they're irrelevant, not because you need to reject them or devalue them, but more because every time that we really clear our mind, we make room for guidance, intuition, new ideas, rebalancing, healing to come in. On that note, what I want to talk about very, very quickly is that, I don't know what it would be called, adventure, the adventure of connecting in this way or for this reason. What do I mean by that? It is so easy some days to go, you know what, I'm going to meditate for half an hour, or, I've been at this for, 20 minutes. Surely that's enough. Or I sort of feel good enough. I'm ready to go again. If there's a trouble with that, we never quite get out of mind. The most important cue for clearing is the feeling or the felt sensation that you experience. If in any way you sense a gap, a hole, a tension, a weight, a negative, a heaviness, any sense of imbalance, not quite right, not fully 100% right, you are already getting a flag that, hang on, you're not 100% clear yet. Now, some days, of course, it's really hard to make time, and even if you do make time, it's really hard to get back to 100% clear. 100% clear is that moment when you energetically almost hear the pop of all the bubbles you've been in. It's that moment where all of a sudden you have no connection to, there is no awareness of, there's no narrative of anything that you've just been in a more physical or mindful sense. And therefore, it is at that moment where we come to full silence, full quietness, in a way that all we are is atoms floating in the universe. There is no, and bear with me, every atom can be sensed. Every atom is known to exist, and it's a very equal state. There's no up and down or push and pull, black, white, anger, not. Yeah? When we're truly connected, we're Zen. And so what I'm trying to highlight is that this month might help you achieve that a little bit more often. It may also just flag the need that you need to get serious about that if you really want things to shift in the way that you know they can. Mm-hmm. If there's something wonderful about the universe, it wants to deliver fully. It is only self that limits the delivery. And one of the ways that we do that, if we talk about deliveries, the deliveries that we get on any level. If I give you the analogy of, we each have a receiving dock. You with me? A delivery dock into which everything rolls, and from there it's filtered into whatever departments or aspect of our being that we need to have. What I'm not saying is this needs to be your model or the way that you set your spiritual practice up, but it's a good analogy anyway. So at the end of the day, if we want the universe to deliver fully, we need to be able to clear our delivery docks of everything on the energetic mind's eye level. Yeah, not necessarily physically, and never physically first. We need to clear our delivery dock of absolutely everything, yeah, in a way that, you know what, I don't need to be in my delivery dock with a clipboard and a pen and a checklist. I don't need to be watching time. I don't need to be barking instructions. I actually just need to, you know what, Fran, be quiet, because Source already knows. Source already has it. It is already on the conveyor belt coming in. So if it's already in the way in, I can get on with other stuff and know that it's on the way in, rather than being angsty or pushy, yeah, or mindful, watchful, sensing out for what is happening. The minute we start to be in any of those states, we are starting to get in the way of the truck. Yeah. So the trick is to use breath and aerobic level exercise and just quality time out, peace, quiet, nature. So we don't have to spend every day running, or exercising. It's a mix. It's got to be a mix. I don't know about you, but I'd get bored if I'd have to do it all the time the same way. Mm-hmm. This month might be a month that really helps you get to stillness in a way that, oh my goodness, haven't been there for a while. Oh my goodness, this is what it's like again. But also, most importantly, oh my goodness, I have just let go in a way that now I have expanded energetically to be able to sense, receive intuitively, in other words, in terms of guidance, quality checks, verifications, yeah, but also expanded enough to allow any delivery from the front, from the back, from the top, from the sides, from this angle, any shape, any quality, any level. I have now popped the bubble enough so that the universe is just going to bring in whatever it's now ready to give. Yeah, whatever is ready to come next, in a way that I'm not fearing whether it's going to be good or bad. I've cleared in a way that, you know what, I don't need to worry about what may not be right. Yeah, I'm too locked into the energies and the states and the arrivals of, and therefore the manifesting of, the resonance of what is good. Hoping that makes sense. Anyway, on that note, I'm going to continue my adventure of another mini reading carrying on from that little bit of banter about this month's MOs. Again, what I've done is I've just zoomed around the house and picked up whatever I've felt like picking up. I haven't thought about this and I've got no idea what's about to happen. Please forgive me. Yeah, but I've picked up a bottle of essential oil. I'm not showing you the brand. I'm not telling you the type. It doesn't matter, and really I've not thought about it. But as I pick this up, it's funny, isn't it? Okay, cool. Breathe. Use your breath. The power of the breath in a way that you allow the breath to be the beginning of the motion forward. Not only the motion forward, but also you allow the breath to become the noise that is or the sound track that is accompanying the conveyor belt as it continues and begins now to move towards you in all the ways it can. Breathe to expand. You're allowing. You're enabling. Your ability, therefore, to receive, not only for you, but also as a witness. In other words, to receive in the whole picture that life is trying to show you, not necessarily as it relates to you, but even just, you know what, I now see the view 100% wide, 100% deep, 100% high in all the levels that it is. Because the more we allow ourselves to get to the point when we're connecting, even not just when we're connecting, that almost sounds like, you can't do this at any other time. But the more we allow ourselves to get to that point where we allow the universe to have total say about the space that we're in. And you'll notice in my narrative, again, there is no reference to negative. There is no need to protect yourself. Why? Because if you are fully focused on the energies and states you do want as being divinely known, divinely determined, and divinely shaped and brought in, you don't need to worry about the rest. Yeah? Any level of focus you give what's not quite right, you're going to help it stay in your picture. So don't do it. So this month, don't be surprised if it shows you how to breathe, the importance of breath. Don't be surprised if it helps you reconnect to a sense of yourself, to a sense of flow, to therefore a sense of life's going to be okay. It is okay. And you know what? There's even more okay on the way, as funny as that might sound. Yeah? Don't be surprised. Harness it well and dare to use your breath even more. Take good care. I hope that little reading helped as well as the bit before. Please let me know how it comes across. And if you'd like to shape what I read on, please keep it clean and nice and kind. Next month, on any level, please forward through some suggestions. Thanks for tuning in. All the very best for August. Please feel free to go through to part 4.